Happy Snow Day. Welcome to the Roxy Files. We thought we would check in with everybody today because evidently Snowmageddon is headed my way. Want to see how everybody's doing up. Tell us, Shannon. Just go ahead and relish us with what the temperature is in sunny California today, I'm sure.
You really want to know?
Yeah, tell me.
We're at a happy 74 degrees right
Yeah.
now.
At the moment I sent mine to Shannon this morning and she was like, "Oh my Lanta." Um It is currently 34, feeling like it's 18, and snow is inbound within the hour. It's already snowing in the, like, next little town over, so it's coming. How are you today, Shannon? Happy Saturday. This is unusual for us. I thought we'd get on and run our mouths a little wild. Might have some people trapped up in the house. Hey, Diane.
Happy Sabbath, happy Saturday, and all of that. I am recovering still, but I am positive and got the joy of the Lord in my heart today, and we're just going with it.
Fantastic. I love a positive outlook. That can change your whole day. If you get up with a positive outlook in the morning, your day seems to be a lot more positive as you go. You have to learn to find the glimmer and not the trigger.
Right. And I had a very lovely time with my husband this morning, which is always nice, spending time with him. So that was a that was a positive.
Well, I woke up in my own bed with nobody snoring. The lights were off. The TV wasn't on. And I was in peace. Nobody was causing me to have hot flashes. Nobody's snoring woke me up at 2 a.m. I didn't have homicidal thoughts in my sleep of what it would be like if they just stopped breathing.
Well, I guess that's a positive
That
in
was
a
a
way.
positive. I woke up with a smile, girl. My house was clean. Spent my whole day yesterday cleaning. Woke up to like a perfectly. I just slipped right out of bed and folded the covers back and turned around and went, I did a good job. And off I went on my day.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, Super Dave. Hey, Diana. Diana says it's 15 degrees at her house.
Oh my gosh.
What
That's
you got, Super Dave, on
cold.
temperature? I know Dave is west of me and Diana is north of me. Dave's about 2 hours west, I think, and Diana's about 3.5 hours north. Daniel's an hour south. So I'm like dead in the middle of everybody over here in Murder Beach.
Do you know?
Oh, there goes Shannon. That audio gone again, girl. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you. Y'all, I just realized I spelled Snow Day wrong in the video title. I don't know what day it is, but that's not Snow Day. She dropped out. She dropped back in. I know where you at, girl. Some of my people's from up in that way. I know where you at in the roundabout. Yeah, I had people up from Hickory and High Point and Gastonia, all up in them hills. Well, I thought Shannon was coming back. She's here. Hang on. Stop touching the buttons. We're
I
both
was
trying.
trying to ask, do you know how long the storm is projected to last? But apparently, I'm not allowed to talk to us.
Hey, Clayton. Hey, Mike. I think we're supposed to here where I'm at. I think the snow's supposed to start in about an hour, and it's pretty much gonna go until sometime tomorrow, and then kind of quit. But it's still gonna be super cold up until Monday, so none of it's gonna melt or go away. So we're gonna get a right good bit. I don't mind the snow. The snow is pretty, but we need to talk about this snow before I get rabbit chasing on something else. I got a warning about this snow. But anyway, the bad part about after snow here, see, our area is Murder Beach, and I should stop calling it that because It's getting well, I can't say it's getting better. I don't know. I think they juking them numbers. But anyway, they have a fantastic flock system, everybody though. Um, it makes a mess. This area is not prepared to salt bridges, and a lot of our power lines are still overhead. You know what I mean? And it makes a mess because our roads aren't prepared for it, and yeah, they're not prepared. Yeah, and I'm not happy that my daughter has to go to work in this junk tonight. But anyway,
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
well, I understand. Well, it's supposed to be her weekend off, but when they have a weather situation, like everybody's on call, and so her and a partner, they just go, they have I don't know, some, in like different communities, they station officers and they just kind of sit still unless there's an absolute emergency. They just kind of sit still and monitor everything. And I don't know, she'll be with her partner. They'll be fine. They got Doritos and sandwich stuff packed. They're gonna sit in the car all night.
Here you go.
Probably listen to bad music. Some of that stuff she be listening to. I rode with her to the laundromat the other day and we was coming back and I'm like, "What are you listening to? My grandchildren are in this car." And the scary thing was I remember my mom saying the same thing to me.
Oh, girl, I went down the whole goth industrial train, some Nine Inch Nails ministry, stuff like that. Yep, I understand. I listened to some terrible music.
I got it when my kids were uh oh when my kids were, probably at that impressionable age, about like mine are, getting close to 10, I was probably listening to gangster rap. I ain't gonna lie. I was probably listening to
Oh,
some
girl, that
gangster
was
rap.
that was me in 6th and 7th grade. I still love
No, I'm talking about when my
90s.
kids were 10
Right.
years old.
Well, yeah, back in the 90s, that was the jam. Okay, 80s and 90s rap wasn't bad. Now it's terrible. But that's another story for another time.
Yeah,
I grew up in San Bernardino, girl. we bump some ghetto music out here. It's cool. It
well,
works.
see, my daddy was a Conway Tweedy, George Jones, that kinda Hank, kinda music, and he always had the radio on in the shop, and that's what he left it on all the time. It was like older 70s, 80s countries, which I guess it wasn't that old at that time because it anyway, I was a kid. But that's kinda what influenced, and then I think because I was riding my daughter the other day and she had on gangster rap, and it was like this flashback of like, "Oh, I'm turning into my mama." You know what I mean? That was the moment I had, and I'm like, "Huh, I see what she said now. My bad. My bad."
Yeah, I'm gonna plead the fifth on that. My mom knows she was right. That's all I have to say.
It was just one of them moments the other morning in the car. The grandbabies weren't in there, and she knew they weren't in there, so it was probably a little rougher than she would have normally listened to, you know? But it was like, I don't know, it was just like, and "What are you listening to?"
Although my mom would rock out to some Nine Inch Nails with me, we were both into the alternative stuff, so I can't really say. But
I don't think my mom liked music. I don't think she liked a whole lot of things, but anyway, if we get back to the snow, I have last night was a very quiet night. I sit at home, researching, and has anybody seen all these videos of people where they're collecting the snow, trying to melt the snow, looking at it under microscopes and stuff? Because I try to stay objective when I see these things because we don't know how much is artificial and how much is real. It's very easy to fake anymore. But
well, I know this has been going on for a couple of years. I've been seeing these videos about every winter, at least in the last 3 or 4 years.
um Sorry, I was reading Clayton's comment. I got distracted. I've seen a couple of videos of people who I know are real people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like one guy had a race car shop, and it snowed there many times before, but like half as much snow fell as it did, last time, and it caved the roof. Like it was just more weight than it could bear.
Right.
And people taking blowtorches trying to like they do this now, and they take like a propane torch and kind of like melt the snow off the steps and warm it up, that way it won't ice back up. And they're having trouble melting it with blowtorches and cigarette lighters of snowballs. And so then I've seen a couple where it was looked at up under a microscope. I don't know that I want my grandkids out playing in this stuff.
Well, I hear that a lot of people in Texas are complaining of having irritated skin from touching it. Like it's causing rashes and all kinds of other issues, redness, discomfort, swelling.
Well, I saw 2 videos a while ago, and these people I did not know, and I want to go back and do more investigation. And I think Super Dave said he had a microscope. But I seen 2 a while ago that had taken samples, and it was full of parasites. And one of them in particular was a Morgellon parasite, which is like, okay, Morgellon can cause brain cancer in the end, is what that parasite causes. It is one of those that the parasite, okay, parasites have different shapes. And yes, they're on a microscopic level, but if you think about how they look, you know what I mean? Comparing it to something that your eye can perceive. Morgellon is like a hair. It's like this, it's microscopic, but it's almost like a hair. And it is so tiny, skinny, and long that it can get into a lot of places in your body that other things can't. It's one of those that can cross the blood-brain barrier, is what makes it dangerous. Very few things can do that for protection. And I've seen multiple videos with it in it, and it concerns me. I mean, these things they start in your skin, is how they get into you. It'll start out as like Morgellons disease is where it starts out, and it almost looks like a sore that won't heal. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like you scratched your arm and you pick at it and it just won't heal. My dad had this, and I didn't realize until now that what his was Morgellon in the beginning and ended in glioblastoma. Because my dad had one, 2 back surgeries, I think, that I know. Maybe 3. He broke his back a couple of times. He was rough. He liked drag racing and stuff like that, and crash 'em up bang bang at high speeds when you weren't supposed to be. But anyway, he lived life to the fullest. He started having a lot of neuropathy in his feet and legs. My dad is what kind of put this on my mind with you, Shannon, with everything you've been going through with your back and stuff. But because I was sitting here the other day trying to think about all the things that did help my dad or didn't help my dad. But he started like he would sit around and he would take one foot and scratch the other. And I'm like, what is it? He says, I swear I think there's fleas in this house. That's how it started. And it was neuropathy is what it was.
Right.
And it was we thought it was neuropathy from his back. It was not. It was parasites.
Right.
Later the little sore thing had started on his arm, and he got him a magnifying glass and a pair of tweezers, and he pulled something out of it that almost looked like a carpet fiber out of his arm. And he kept pulling them out. My mom, to begin with, actually thought they were like microscopic ingrown hairs, and he was just picking at it. The neuropathy in his body was, making him itch.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was trying to blame it on the fact she had a cat. So nobody was ceasing their
Right.
give up in this fight.
Right.
He hates the cats, and she says, you don't know. It's just your back. That's kind of the way it went. husband and wife. And anyway, we found those things in his arm. Then all of a sudden, he we like you'd be talking to him and you could tell like mid conversation, it was almost like he'd pause. And once in a while he started using the wrong words. Like he would be trying to say, hand me the TV remote, and he'd say, hand me the chainsaw. He didn't realize he had said the wrong words. You knew he did, so you didn't understand why his face didn't change. It wasn't a joke. You know what I mean?
Right.
Little things like that. Finally got him to the doctor. By the time talked his stubborn behind into going to the doctor, it was too far gone. It started from the Morgellon parasite, which is a T. gondii parasite, which is the one that it's one of the ones that a cat transfers. When a cat has a hormone that they can spray, which will make the rat attracted to the cat so that the cat can catch said rat easier. It's a parasite. It crosses the blood-brain barrier, it gets into the brain, and it starts taking over. Like, it turns it into this completely lustful little animal that's trying to go hump the cat, and the cat kills the rat. There's a parasite that does that.
Reminds me of the succubus.
Very much so. And there are people reporting that they've seen this in that snow, which I don't know. So let's all look. But just be careful.
I'm trying to find this channel. There are these two amazing ladies who have gone through Morgellons, and they have a channel and often talk about their experience. And you have to realize this disease came out in like the early 2000s. It was like there was a brief news report on it, and it kind of set out to make most people seem like they're crazy.
That's what they just did to a family member of mine.
Right. Well, these two women, so awesome. They still go through a lot with the repercussions of going through this disease, but they were put in mental institutions by their family and things along those lines because their family members thought they were crazy, but they had a legit disease, and ample amounts of evidence improved through the medical system. So it's a really difficult thing to talk about because people want to mark you off as crazy, but this thing really exists, and it's a nanotechnology type of parasite. It's like a bioweapon parasite. It's not just like 100% biological. And so that's how they get away with, well, they just look like fibers. This is something we can pass off as something else, and it's not the case. So I'm trying to find their page. I wanted to get them on here for an interview sometime so they can tell their story. I mean,
like that.
such awesome ladies. I know that Daniel has their number. Okay, that's it. Waking God's Child is the channel. Waking God's Child.
Hang on. Dun, dun, dun. Let me get in presentation mode. I got to get another window open. Let's see. I don't know why mine changed around on this end, but hey, Tina, I saw you out there. Gotta pull us up a window. We just thought we'd come on and hang out with you guys and have a chit chat, and because me and Shannon gonna FaceTime 2-3 hours a day anyway, we might as well have everybody in the conversation. Everybody. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Ooh, ooh. Okay. I shouldn't be singing, y'all. I'm sorry. Waking up God's child.
Yeah, Waking God's Child.
Oh. Waking God's child. I can't spell. I'm in the dark, y'all. I ain't got no lights on in here in the office. It's quiet. That one?
And she also does a lot of video coverage of the stuff that she sees in her skies. It's very
Mm,
fascinating how much she has been able to pick up with her simple cameras.
I have to check them out. Yeah, I have a family member that, let's see if we can find anything on here in the shorts.
I knew somebody personally too who had it, and I literally watched her pull out one of these fibers from her hand, and I saw it moving on the little handkerchief that she put it on. I mean, this stuff is real. It's not our imagination.
Let's see what this one
It
is.
snowed the past few days in my area, so in today's video, we're going to look at snow under a microscope.
Oh,
Look, you surely love eating snow
all right now.
sometimes, but have you
Stop
ever
it.
wondered what it's like to zoom in under the microscope? Honestly, if you see it, you might never want to eat snow again. First, we place a small drop of melted snow
Let's
on a
see.
glass
I don't know.
slide.
I don't know if y'all can hear the audio or not.
Let's zoom in and take a look.
I
I'll show
probably
you
didn't
the
share the audio, but I just want to see what he
My
saw.
Little Bunny is cute.
No,
Leave a
we
like
can
and
hear it.
subscribe. But if you don't, does that mean you hate My Little Bunny? And comment a heart if you love animals.
Oh my goodness.
40x zoom, and even 100
There you go.
zoom, but it looks absolutely disgusting at 1000x.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you surely love eating snow sometimes, but have you ever wondered
No. What am I supposed to tell them though? They don't understand. Like you can't go outside because there's cooties in the snow.
Right.
They're 10, man. They want to go sledding. They're sitting up there in pajamas right now and drinking hot cocoa, staring out the window, waiting for it to snow. I don't like adulting some days, you know? It's just not
I
fun.
I agree. I'm not really a fan. I know we have to, but it's not my favorite.
Well, and now that we know so much, okay, y'all. A while ago, when I was thinking about Snowmageddon that we got coming here, um, the last time we had I remember in my lifetime, I've never left this town other than for small trips, but I've always lived right here near where I'm at. Was born here, raised here. The last time we had a major snow out here on the coast was like 1989. So, I don't have my glasses. Why do I never bring my glasses in here? I decided that I
Internal
would
denial.
ain't it. I was cleaning up yesterday. I put them all on the dresser. Can't see. I'm blind. Anyway, I decided I would ask Chat Demon what history facts were at that time. What was going on in the world, right prior to Snowmageddon. Um, which was 1989. Cold War came crumbling down. The Berlin Wall fell. Everyone was freaking out that communism was collapsing overnight. This is what Chat Demon said now. This is what it replied. How the US government orchestrated it to distract from alien tech labs at 51. Bush was all smiles and shaking hands with Gorbachev. I mean, and it got, it's like, it went on like that with like 2 or 3 questions, and it was straight up spitting some facts. So evidently, the Exxon Valdez oil spill was going on. The Berlin Wall fell. Um, Bush and Gorbachev was buddies, and they were talking about how many spies that were within this country. That was just like the national level. South Carolina, we were still reeling from a few months earlier. Hurricane Hugo come through and wiped us off the map. So I said, so then I get curious because it sounds like like 1988, 1989 was a chaos. I was a kid, so I remember it differently. You know what I mean? Like,
I do. I was 8.
well, if okay, like right now, my grandbabies, I try to think of them as an example when I think about what I thought the world was at their age. So at 10 years old, all of this, well, I was, let's see, 89, I'm 14. I'm a teenager at this time. 14, 15 years old. I'm worried about getting my driver's license. I don't know who the president is, could care less. You know what I mean? I didn't remember. It wasn't on my agenda. My agenda was Friday night when I got out of school. What was I going to do? Where was I going to go? Lord, I got to keep them grades up. I don't want to get grounded. I want to go out Friday night. That's what I was thinking about at 14. But all of that was going on. The Roman Polanski, he was still on the run for the videotape of him and a 13-year-old back in 77. Um, but by 89, the media was like, oh, he's just artistic. Let him direct. Talking about movies he was doing. The Rob Lowe tape came out of him and a 16-year-old at a convention. And
I almost forgot about Rob Blue.
mhm. But I'm telling you, Chat Demon was on it, but it says, did they punish him? Nope. He bounced
Nope.
right back.
Mm,
And I mean, it went on and on. It was talking about Saturday Night Live and John Belushi, that this was a distraction from the same kind of things Schmepstein had going on. I mean, it was right loud about some of the things it was saying. And it says, you want to know some real truth, who's your favorite musician? And I'm like, do what? And it says, well, let me tell you about Tupac. It told me all about Tupac. Then it told me, hang on, who was it? Kurt. He's been in Arizona. Diana is in a palace in Britain, it said, because um her her end had to be orchestrated because she was cutting loose on what she knew about the lizards. And Michael Jackson, it says he's in Yemen. And
In Yemen, of all
Yemen.
places.
Oh,
Interesting.
and that Thriller is a warning about those parties.
Oh, you
Yes,
don't
it did, girl.
understand how obsessed I was with that song growing up. I mean, we probably lip synced and danced to that song over and over 50 million
When
times.
it well,
And then,
when it was going off about all these artists here, I was not asking that. It was just like blah 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 blah. Blah. It was just letting it loose.
wow.
The last thing it said is all of well, uh, it said Thriller, and it says all of them in the same underground compound in Nevada. One day you'll all wake up. That's what it said. Yeah, it
Interesting.
was a very interesting. I screenshotted it. I'll send them to you because I'm scared if I actually read what it said on here, y'all, that they wouldn't be no more Roxy Files. They was like that. They said some serious stuff out loud, and I weren't even asking. It had
It
diarrhea of
loves
the chat
to do
demon
that.
mouth.
It loves to do that to you all the time. It's just like, blah, blah, here's information. You're like, I didn't say anything. I didn't ask you. And
Mm-hmm.
what?
My simple question was, what was going on in social or in national politics, global events, and South Carolina events preceding Snowmageddon 1989. It told me that Michael Jackson lives in Yemen. I mean, it
What?
went sideways.
Wow. Very interesting. I
Ooh,
got
I reached over there and I hit the button. I said, stop, close, get off. I'm done. Mm-mm.
I
Nope.
got I got a question.
Yes.
Speaking of observing, some things around you. How many of you guys have noticed how many warehouses have popped up in your area, and how many of them are actually being used, and how many are empty still? Just curious.
We talking about big warehouses?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They building so many blooming subdivisions where I'm at. They ain't even got room for self storage facilities around here.
Well, I'm just giving a PSA, guys. There are gobs and gobs of these warehouses being bought out and built up for all of us here coming soon, all across America. So keep an eye out in your area for mass amounts of warehouses, because they're not just all for Amazon. I can promise you.
Well, I think we got to watch everything these days. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sad thing. It's like complete chaos coming at you sometimes.
Well, here's the thing, right? Is we know that a whole bunch of stuff is going to be thrown out at once. They love to do that because, you know, people people need to have trauma in their lives to be controlled, you see. So just be aware that the ultimate purpose of these tactics is to get you to be scared and comply. Don't be scared.
Yeah, don't be scared.
Don't be scared, because I'm going to tell you right now, their plan for us is a heck of a lot scarier than facing it head on like this. I'll just say that right now. You got a life of imprisonment, or standing up for what's right and just you know going with what is important, having accountability in your life and choosing the right road.
Oh goodness, Shannon, you got me curious now. I look back because when I realized what time it was, y'all, I come running downstairs because Shannon texted me like, "Where are you?" And I had been, talking to the chat demon and got distracted. It
See,
it kept
Diane,
typing.
what?
It kept typing.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Mhm.
And Diana, I'm just though I would suggest that I originally thought these warehouses could be the data centers, but more and more we're really understanding that these are already ancient things that already exist and are being revamped underground. These have another purpose, these warehouses, and they just announced pretty much what those purposes are yesterday in articles and all over the place. So this is, the that's yeah. I'm trying to dance around stuff and I sound like a bumbling idiot. So sorry. I'm like blah, 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 blah.
No, hang on. I imagine our viewers are pretty sharp. They're pretty on it. They
I
probably know
know.
what you're talking about.
I'm trying not to. I've been getting in a lot of issues, guys, with tech anytime I open my mouth. So I'm like,
We had one poor person that helped Shannon and I would show stuff, and it like fried all of his electronics the other night.
uh-huh.
No joke.
No joke. Had
Hmm.
to get new stuff and
Knew
all.
everything.
Everything.
Knew everything. Well,
And
I thought,
I've been seeing this a lot on other platforms. The ones like us who are really out there, honest and true, they're getting the same type of tech issues. So it's just more confirmation of, okay, we're on the right track, or else they wouldn't be messing with us.
well, and what is that? Whatever that is, Mike, just wipe it out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can do it from here because I'm not in the thing on YouTube. I don't know if I can do it from here. Yeah, that don't look real to me. Sorry, guys, I got distracted. I was trying to see if I could find
Squirrel.
something Shannon had sent me about the warehouses on YouTube. Anyway,
Yeah, there was an announcement even on the Bloomberg platform, that they are, was it DHS specifically? I can't remember, but ICE and FEMA are coming together to build up all these detention centers. I mean, they're calling them detention centers, so they're not quiet about that part. But it's like nothing new under the sun. And we had internment camps here during World War II for our own citizens, and it's just, to me, I feel if they need to build these massive facilities, they're not just after immigrants, because and what happened to taking them home. Didn't know we were
I
gonna
I
in
thought
the
that was the whole reason for the swamp place they built in Florida.
right.
I thought that was like the processing center. And I mean, I do understand that there are several countries that were literally turning their prisons loose and giving them money to go away, so they
Mm.
didn't have to house them anymore. But like, we'll set you free, but you got to leave the country. And the borders were opened. I completely get that. I can see it. I mean, I understand it politically. I understand it from the other countries. Is it snowing, baby? Hey, grandbaby just come in. It's snowing. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but yay!
It's
Yay!
still warm and sunny over here.
I know something was going on because the doors were shut. They usually won't come in when I'm on the air. But yep, it is. We got snow, and it ain't flurries. It's coming. Oh, that's gonna be messy. We had it last year, and it wasn't bad, but it was like frozen slush for days. It was
Mm,
hard to even get out the yard. Oh
man.
well. It'll be good and thick when we get up in the morning. See, we won't see around here as far as like visually see it. We won't be able to watch it build up or anything like that. It'll be snowing. It'll probably be good and covered by the time we go to bed. But when we wake up in the morning, we'll feel like snowmageddon because it's kind of gonna happen overnight. Wonder if Daniel's getting any. I hadn't heard from him.
And after he asked to go sledding, I thought that was fun.
Yeah, I could see me or him on a sled running down one of these hills around here. There'd be an emergency room trip, what it would be. Trying to slide on these bad roads to the hospital for stitches.
You
I ain't
know what?
too old.
Yeah, I got you. Right now, it's a joy to be able to get down my stairs and go out and see some sunshine. So
Now, don't get me wrong. Back
thankful.
in the 90s, we had a snowstorm here, and it might have been, a couple of inches. It was enough, for a good covering. My ex father in law, um, actually, it was my ex mother in law, decided that we would hook a car hood behind the four wheeler, and we went over in a big old field, and it was kinda like a knee board. You had a rope, and we had some of the most fun I think I've had as an adult in my life. Like, we rode that blooming hood for hours, just taking turns, round and around and around.
That
It
is awesome.
Yeah, I ain't getting on that hood now, cause if I was to fall off that hood now, like, last time I would've jumped up and shook it off, cause them was like 26-year-old knees. No. Mm-mm. No. Not today, Betty Lou. Not today.
It's a it's a sign of wisdom when you understand your boundaries. I'm coming to learn this in life.
Yes, don't overdo it. I completely understand that statement now. Don't overdo it. Because if you overdo it today, it's going to take you 2 days to recover.
Or 3
Or
plus
4, yeah.
weeks, or, you know.
Oh, girl, don't get me wrong. I got aggravated last night after I had reorganized my closet by color, season, and like what it was. I did a lot of cleaning yesterday. I
Color.
tried to reach in the top of the closet to grab a basket with junk in it because I was looking for some other junk. And when I pulled it down, pulled something in my shoulder. All that yesterday, pulled something in my shoulder, get the basket down. This is not
Yep.
26-year-old needs.
Nope.
Nope. Let's see what's going on in chat. Let's see. Tina says they got 15-minute cities next to her in Florida.
Oh yeah, they're popping up out here. I believe it. It's a happening. I mean, you guys don't think the Palisades fire were, you know, what they say, right? They had to take down a bunch of stuff to get stuff built.
Well, I was reading comments. Yeah, Diana's got a video up of Snowmageddon in Asheville up there. She sent me some pictures earlier. And they've got a right good bit up there.
See, I mean, like I know I mentioned this before, but we had our own like snowmageddon a couple of years ago up in our mountain region, and that was pretty difficult. Like, you know, the National Guard had to get called up. People were trapped. You know, people died. Lots of roofs collapsed.
Well, let me tell you what's going to happen around here. I mean, there's going to be a couple of bad accidents, but the majority of like property damage to vehicles is going to be from some of these good old boys with four-wheel drives that don't never see the snow but twice in their life and think that the roads are skating rings. So they can
Oh
cut
no.
donuts with their big old monster trucks.
Oh.
See, I'll take accountability and responsibility. I was one of them people at one time. I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna do it now because it's just not safe. It's not smart. But I have done it. But
At
like
least
these
you
country
did it.
kids, they love getting outside and just wide open. But a lot of property damage when a truck slides in a ditch or flips.
Yep. Yep. Not smart.
The baby's on the weather app now, trying to figure out when they're gonna get enough snow to go outside the first time. Oh, very slowly drove in it. Yeah. See, I'm not going anywhere. Mm-mm. Unless there is like a medical emergency that I can't handle, I'm not going anywhere. And I might not even leave then. I'll dial 911. They can do what I live at a bridge, like a literal bridge. I live right beside the river. And this bridge is not going over water, it's going over train tracks, but it's still a little bit of a bridge. So when you go out of my yard, you can only go right because you can't go over the bridge. Because these, like, I seen them come by and salt the road last weekend. Hey, Miss K. And I probably could have done a better job with my truck and a bag of salt and somebody in the back because it was just sad. I don't know what I'm gonna do, Diana. These babies is excited. Maybe I should just well, see, I can't do that either because the Vaseline's full of chemicals. I said maybe I should just slather them down in grease and send them out.
You can, get them all dressed up like in a Christmas Story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
3
like
layers.
5 layers. We can't really move.
Well, see what I normally do before I send them out, I take to like Walmart or shopping bags or whatever, the plastic ones. I put one on their foot, put a sock on, put another one on, and put another sock on.
Oh, we got Andy with that Christmas Story reference.
Well, I don't want their little feet getting wet and
No.
their toes getting froze because they wanna play, and they won't pay no attention when they get hypothermia in their
Mm,
toes. So, then they have to take their boots off on the back porch with the socks, and you pull the first bag off, and when they step in the house, clean, dry feet.
mhm. There you go.
Can you tell I got OCD? I just don't know what I'm gonna do about their hands. I don't know how they got gloves. Maybe I could take some Saran wrap. I know what? Imma have them to put on the medical gloves before they put on their warm gloves.
Oh my goodness. There you go.
I'm I'm gonna have bubble kids before this is over with. Bubble kids. The boy who lived in a bubble. Now we know why the boy lived in the bubble. Everything was dangerous.
Ah, yeah.
Mm. The water in the bottle, the water from the sky, it's all just medicated,
You
fluoridated,
know, all we can do is just pray over all of it. Just all the
all
time.
of it,
Just
everywhere,
everywhere. Yep.
everything for everybody.
And we'll call it E.
Sometimes, y'all, all I can do is laugh because when you think about, like, I sit here like me, I mean, I'm honestly a little anxious or stressed about, like what I'm seeing and what I know could be in it. So, and it's not that I'm stressed. I know I'm going to let them go outside because I'm going to tell you, I've already looked into once they go and play outside tomorrow afternoon, they're taking salt baths.
There you go.
Um, Salt baths, hot, warm salt baths, and they have to stay in it and keep the water warm for a while. But I was watching the guy do it. Oh yeah, they gonna get some of that. Don't worry about it. They don't even know. Nanny's Nanny's making apple jelly toast for
There you
breakfast.
go.
Goes right in there, just mix it right up, put it on toast. Nobody goes when you give it to them.
That's a good idea. Just for myself,
Mhm.
honestly.
Oh, girl, if you got something that you ever trying to, like medicine or something like that to a kid, just mix it with jelly and put it on toast. I had a niece that couldn't, she still to this day, she's grown, has a 12-year-old. She can't swallow pills. So she had cancer at one time. We would take her pills and crush them up, her antibiotics and stuff, because we couldn't get them in
Mhm.
liquid, mix it in grape jelly, make her peanut butter and jelly, and she would eat it. It went down. We got it in her. We got it in her. Yes, it is a world, Diana, and it is crazy. But I'm just trying to think of ways to keep them as dry as possible out there and not be any more of whatever it is that you don't need to. Because trust me, and maybe we wouldn't see them, but I sure ain't seeing nobody testing it and looking at it under microscopes and it coming out clean and clear like you'd want to make ice cream out of it. I can promise you that. And it may have been in it when we were kids, or it may only be in it now. I do know that when I looked at some of that stuff about those stripes we see up there, that payloads are easier to install on it in cold precipitation versus warm.
Well, remember when the pokey thing came out several
Mhm.
years ago, and they
Mhm.
kept saying over and over and over again how cold their storage has to be for these things.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yep.
They have that ice, you know. They're
Yep. Ice, baby.
yeah. You know, I don't know if you actually heard about it, but a couple, like about a month or so ago, the new Pope guy did some weird blessing of ice thing. It was
Mhm.
weird. Yep. So this seems to be a
Mhm.
theme. We got a theme going.
Yeah. Cold
A
penguins.
cold theme.
Mhm. Yeah, because on my side, I saw the penguin video, after we discovered the pineal gland extraction document.
Mm-hmm.
Then I realized that, okay, y'all, I track, if you'll notice, a lot of these things we learn tend to work in a trend. It's like somebody will it all of a sudden starts becoming, the popular thought process as we're awakening. We're all even though we all have different rabbit holes, there's still paths we're taking with others seems to be popular. So I track when something seems to be disclosed anyway.
Right.
Timeline from different sources. At the same timeline, we found the government shipping documents about all those penguin pineal glands. There was a post on one of the Il Donald Trumpo's, whatever the X page, which they claim is his, of him and a penguin walking on ice
Yeah.
in
Mm-hmm.
Greenland.
Which,
And he kept saying Iceland.
cold. Mm-hmm. All cold.
All cold.
All cold. And, I kind of wanted to bring up the bless you ice bucket challenges too a while back ago, and how many famous or infamous people participated in that one.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Hmm. I feel like this
Mm-hmm.
has been, an interesting ramp up for quite some time for these moments that we're experiencing today.
See, that's what I was trying to do. That's when I went to asking Chat Demon those questions. I just wanted like a basic history list,
Right.
regionally, you know, America, the global, Hollywood, whatever. What was going on then compared to what's going on now? Well, I think it was September we had Hugo, and then into January we had Snowmageddon. But it was, the Rob Lowe and all of that had happened in a couple of months because I asked it only 90 days preceding Snowmageddon what had happened. And all of that I was telling you about, like the wall falling, the Rob Lowe, all of that stuff was like right in there. They trying to cool it down, take your mind off of it. Which I don't think it'll take your mind off of it if you're stuck in the house and can't go outside, can't go nowhere, can't do nothing, can't get no takeout, nothing. I'm not an indoor person.
I feel you. I feel you. It may not be ice over here, but I'm in the same boat on a lot of levels. It's okay.
I was gonna pull up the local radar and put it up. Dun dun dun. So we'd at least have something to look at. Let's see. Let's look at future. We'll zoom out a little bit. I am right in here. That is me. Let's see. It says 4 o'clock. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock. See, it just is over me right here, right now. So
Uh,
yeah, it's fixing to start snowing and it ain't stopping for a minute.
I'm glad you still have power.
Yeah, we got power. We don't normally lose power until we get a bunch of ice. And since all of this is snow and there's not a lot of sleet mixed in it, we might not have a terrible amount of power disruption. What'll cause power disruption in this area is like the weight of snow on a tree limb, popping a tree limb, and it taking a power line out or a tree falling from weight or something.
Right.
So it should be, I mean, I'm sure we'll have some, but I think it'll be pretty minimal.
That's good.
But we're supposed to get a good bit of wind with this. Diana, have y'all been getting a bunch of wind? Because it's pretty calm here right now.
I am a total weirdo, and
But yeah.
the wind, it's not, I don't like driving in it. That's the only thing I don't like about it. But everything else, I mean, if I hear wind in the middle of the night, I have the strong urge to go outside and play. It's a problem.
It's a problem.
It's a problem. Oh, my mom used to. It'd be like 3 in the morning. I was little,
Sorry.
and I'd be outside in the backyard, literally playing and singing in the wind. And my mom would be like, "What are you doing? It's 3 in the morning." And I'm like, "But it's the wind, mom. Like I gotta play." Yep, it's a problem.
I was just looking at this, and then you got this. It's just interesting looking.
Yeah, that is interesting looking.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just looking at that. It's kind of wild looking. I could get. I don't know. I hope this thing will just get on off the coast and get out there before it dumps a bunch of this mess. I understand even if this is natural. I mean, I understand that things like this happen, but I I can't for the life of me see how all of that stuff would naturally be in the snow. I don't. I can't. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like the critical thinker in me can't see how all of that stuff is in snow naturally.
because it's not. you know.
Well, that's
I
what
mean,
I mean, I know it's not. That's my part. It's like, it's just not a I'm not just being a theorist about it. I just you know what I mean? I can't find any reason that it would be. And you see all the candy and stuff out of Florida that they tested and it was full of arsenic, right?
you mentioned that to me the other day, and I did not hear
Yeah.
about. But you mentioned it.
Oh yeah, it was like Jolly Rancher, Mars, stuff like that, Skittles. It wasn't just generic bottom shelf, some little some little teeny tiny candy company. You talking about a pack of candy that has 2 servings per pack. One serving, there was enough arsenic in it to be extremely toxic to a child, which just like eats their nervous system alive. Imagine that. Imagine
Mhm.
that. Imagine that. The the can
Mm.
oh, the
Oh,
fire.
that was
Mm.
a light bulb just went off. What is
Mhm.
it?
Mhm. Dude, dirty biscuit eaters. Oh, I have been trying to figure out. Okay, the human body, it works just like nature. Everything works the same. You know what I mean? You got elements that have to go into everything. I have equated what happens to a child, an autistic child, that something triggered. You know what I mean? Like there was something that did it. So if you take the folic acid, which they prescribe to the women in mass quantity at the OB when they find out you're pregnant, you need plenty of folic acid. Human body doesn't tolerate folic acid. It doesn't. But if you take that and then you add in when it's born, you start poking it, and when you poke it, it gets a fever, so you give it Tylenol. Well, the pokey is the kindling, the Tylenol is the lighter fluid. I was
Mhm.
wondering what was the match. Like what blows on it? What makes this flame worse? It's the candy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because you've already set the neural pathways in the brain on fire. Because the ones that aren't autistic, most of them have ADHD. They can't sit still. They have trouble concentrating very long. And it's not all because of these screens. I know the screens are a part of it. But why is it that when you give a kid some Skittles or one of them pixie sticks, they start running around like crackheads? You know what I mean? Like I've seen these beauty pageant moms like jack their kids up on pixie sticks to get them to smile.
Oh
So
man,
you ain't seen that?
I never watched any
Girl.
stuff because it
Mm.
just infuriates me. So
Oh, it
you know,
makes me so mad. It makes me so
literally,
mad.
I literally cannot watch any of those dance show mom things or any of it. I literally want to throw a rock at the screen at these people.
Well,
So I
they
can't
they
do that.
used to have one of them, it was I don't know, it's one of them reality shows, fake reality shows where kinda like Dance Moms, but these were like pageant moms or something. They would literally these little girls had been up since 4 a.m. getting their hair done. We talking John Bonet kinda extreme beauty pageants. Traveling, like
Yep.
this is travel ball
Mhm.
or something all over the
Yep.
country. And these little girls have been up since 4 o'clock getting rollers put in their hair, and then they're gonna go downstairs and they're gonna take pictures and they're gonna go over here and you want her to dance and jump and sing. And in the meantime, she's wanting to run and play with all the other little girls. She's crying. So you toddlers in TRs, yup, yup. They would jack them babies up with pixie sticks. They would literally take pixie sticks and let them kids eat just gobs of them to get them all jacked up on sugar.
Oh, I'm sure that is not the only thing they gave them, but I'm sure that's what they allowed on camera. But yes.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And
Ah, gosh, I cannot stand this show. I can
them dance mom shows
literally,
get me too.
they are so evil. They're just, and it just makes me angry. And especially the moms showing other moms that this is okay behavior to do this to your children.
Ugh.
Started. Okay, I'm just save the children, you guys. Save the children. I need a like a sign on my van that says keep your hands off our kids. Period.
And their mind.
And they're my off the
And
kids, period. No
yeah.
touchy anyway whatsoever.
No. Just go away.
Go away.
Go away.
Save the children.
See, I'm still not opposed to the alien versus predator the system.
We're already in it. We are
Wait
already
a minute, no. Nobody the predators are not being they're not they're walking around just selling Jolly Ranchers. I mean, come on.
Taste the rainbow, kids. Oh,
Mhm.
uh,
No.
uh,
It becomes to a point that you become just so selective about what you want to even allow in your household. That's a lot some days, guys. I does it stress anybody else out? Like, I mean, I know we all kind of feel this some days, but yeah.
it's just a lot. It's a lot to take in, and it's so overwhelming to think of just every little aspect of your everyday life being infiltrated to such a level. And that in itself is just like, I mean, if you question that evil exists at that point, at just seeing the obvious of how much control and manipulation has been put upon us as a people for so long, I just don't know anymore. you know,
Um,
like I don't know.
Maybe this is why I don't leave home. Yeah.
Mm,
I don't
yeah.
go I don't go many places anymore because I mean, there's just very I would rather be here with you guys than out somewhere with a bunch of strangers. I like y'all. I don't know that I like them. I don't know that I trust them. I don't know that they believe what I believe, and they might think there's horns growing out my head. Cause I had one lady call me crazy. I was like, "Yes, ma'am. Proud to be. Thank you very much." And just looked at her like a chicken when I turned around and walked off.
Yeah, I usually get that
Don't
pat on the
care.
head, like, you're crazy, but we love you anyways. Like, you're nice, but you're a little special. I'm like, I know I'm special, okay?
Well, see, I had this dream, and it was like a panic dream. And so it was that I was on a school bus, and I was in the front seat, and we were headed toward a cliff. And and you could jump off the bus, but you had to get your seatbelt undone. But to get your seatbelt undone, you had to be awake, like awake. You know what I mean? And it was the people on the bus with me were people that I loved. And my seatbelt's loose and I'm about to jump and I look back and like the majority of the people I love are still struggling with their seatbelt. And I woke up and I couldn't breathe. I just I don't think I had wrapped my mind around the reality of that thought. And so I keep sitting around trying to figure out ways to maybe find common ground with some of those people to start a conversation or at least something that I can simply present hardcore receipts because, girl, you know I got receipts.
That's right.
I got receipts. I got receipts back in the 90s, y'all. Like, when I got receipts. Ain't got nothing else. I got some for the past 5 years. It'd blow your mind one day, Shannon. But they mine for
Oh,
right now.
yeah.
They mine right now. I keep my
Mm,
receipts.
mm.
Um, but yeah, it's I don't know. I'm worried about seatbelts. Let's see, Diana. So they throw in toxic crap in everything we can intake. Then they hit us with the frequency. Then you go to the doctor because you're ill, and there you go. Yeah, it's just a vicious cycle. That's why you see the snake eating its own tail. It's a vicious cycle. From beginning to end, they're getting you. They are controlling you, manipulating you. You know the one company, one type of business that has more information about you than any other that they can tell you within a certainty almost of when you're gonna die, unless it's accidental. If it's health, normal, they can tell you. The life insurance company.
Mhm.
They collect every bit of medical data on you, and they also collect the medical data on everybody else in the world and their death, how they died, when they died, all that. It's big data now. It's all in a bank. But see, they can then take, all right, like me, I had a hysterectomy when I was very young. I was in my early 20s. So what they can do is take somebody my age and match me up with every other woman that had a hysterectomy at that age, and they work on the odds of like what kind of other health problems, and they'll run you down the road and they'll like find your health doppelganger and they'll average the odds. Yeah, that's how your health insurance is rated, by the way. Yeah, that's how
Mm.
your health insurance is rated. Life insurance, I'm sorry. So if your life insurance is extremely high, you should try to get healthier. Just saying. I did.
I,
I got a quote on a life insurance policy. I said, you know what? I'll just start a savings fund. They can cremate me. We're going to save some money. It was outrageous because I've had cancer. No. Mm-mm. The life insurance weren't worth paying for it.
that is a very interesting rabbit hole in itself, the funeral industry.
Mm-hmm.
I am kind of a nerd and know a lot more about that than maybe necessary. But, one of those things, like I used to think I wanted to be a diamond, because,
I'm not laughing at you. I mean, that's
right,
just a really cool thing to be as a diamond.
right. I thought that's what I wanted. But, the more and more I've looked into just God and gotten closer to God, and, I read the accounts of Adam and Eve in the books of the Apocrypha, and saw or read how God himself treated Adam and Eve's body, and I just thought to myself, I'd much rather be in a natural state. I don't want any of that formaldehyde stuff. I don't want to be preserved like that. I'd much rather just be, anointed with some oil, shrouded and stuffed in a pine box in the ground, man. Let it be. Plant a tree over me. All the rest of that is money making preservation nonsense. And that chemical stuff is just it's weird. It's weird. And I've been to too many services where you look at them and it's not right. It just doesn't seem, none of it's right. So it's very unnatural.
Well, yeah, I agree. I think the whole extravagance of, hey, Miss K, of a big funeral, I think it's just absurd to me. That is for the living, that is not for the dead. And you try to say, I'm doing this for them or I'm doing that for them. No, you know what? My kids know what I want.
At
Put
this,
me,
to be
put,
buried,
mm-mm,
you have to have a cement vault. They
mm-hmm,
cement vault you in there on top of all the other preservation chemicals and the like $100,000 casket that's no need because no one's going to see it except for the moment you get buried. It's just literally insane to me how
mm-hmm,
the industry just nickels and dimes you on so many levels and takes away the whole process from the family, you know. I get there's a lot of families that can't handle it, and there it's good to know that there are services and people out there who can help you with that. But it used to be so different where we took care of our own who passed and did things
mm-hmm.
differently. And it wasn't like where you had to have a GoFundMe just to bury your child.
Shannon, have I ever told you about the tax benefit if you're a property owner of burying your loved one on the property?
Oh, I've heard about this, which we'll have to talk about this later. I have some questions
Mm-hmm.
about some things, but I'm not gonna say this on there.
I don't know what the minimum, and I guess it depends on what area you're in, but back in the day when families owned big farms somewhere on the corner, they always buried their loved ones. Well, as long as that piece of land is, drawn out with the whole as an acreage, that can never be taken because that's family cemetery. And over years, land gets split and sold till you end up with the one little acre of land with the tombstones from the 1800s that all have the same last name. That's how you
Mhm.
get those small cemeteries. The farm around it got sold off.
Well, see, this reminds me of pluribus, right? Like, think about it in a sense. They all take the dead and they offer to take Carol's loved one. And she's like, heck no. It's like she already internally knew, like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have property in this right here. Sorry, you're not taking my loved one and doing
Yeah,
whatever.
you can't have it.
But she she took care of it herself. It was on her property. Just the whole sequence was very touching because this is kind of how it should be anyways for all of us. I don't want to be in some random cemetery. I'd rather be in a place
Mm-mm.
family still resides, but that's me.
Yeah, this is a meat suit. I'm done with it.
Mhm.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Just get rid of it. I'm gone. I'm up there with my father. I'm good. Or here, you know what I mean? I'm not in there anymore.
And even in the cremation stuff, it's like you really do get mixed in with everybody else and you
Oh,
just don't,
yes.
there's so much to it. It's not like, back in, ancient um Indian customs where they burn it on a pyre, in the open land and all of that. It's like, no, here's mass burning of the
We'll
you
give you
have Aunt Zelda in there, but you also probably have somebody else's Uncle Bob and you
I
know
don't know how they do it.
mom. It's a thing.
I've never been one for the whole funeral process. I thought it was too much.
Yeah.
I'm not into the display of it, going to the funeral home and having the visiting because I have a okay. If I ain't seen you in the 6 months before I died, or talked to you, or had conversation with you, and there is nothing extreme that has kept us from conversing or having a relationship unless, 6 months or a year before I croak, please don't come by. If you don't know where I lived at, please don't come by. You know what I mean? Like,
See, I grew up Catholic. That is a tradition. It's a tradition. You have a rosary the night before, there's the wake process. You have to sit there with them in that
oh, they
state.
used to bring them home in the South and sit up with them all night to make
Yeah.
sure they was really dead.
Yeah. I mean, I can see why throughout
What you
his,
gonna do if he ain't?
you
You
know,
gonna be dead because you had a stroke.
right? Oh, well, I mean, it's kind of sad when there's a period in time where all these graves have little bells because
Mhm.
so many people were accidentally buried alive. So, I can see.
Tells you about the quality of the medical care they were getting, doesn't it?
Oh my God. Talk about worst fear right there. No.
Mhm. I see. We started out on a snowball fight and ended up in the cemetery, Shannon.
I know. Well, it's inevitable. It's these things
It's
important
the
to
end.
think about because when you're gone, you're not the one doing any of this. It's in your family's hands. So, I grew up with a mother who was constantly telling me this is what I want in my services. So I've been
I
like,
do that.
you know, and it's good because I know what she wants and I will fulfill it for her, and that's good. But if you don't speak up about that, you don't know how it's going to be. You could end up in something you didn't want. So,
Well, see, if and I feel like that if my people, my close people, want to do something together to whatever, make it a private situation. This ain't public. We don't need a guest book. We ain't renting chairs because every funeral I've ever went to growing up, 75% of the people you seen ain't somebody that would have come around if you fell down and broke your hip and needed assistance. They're casual passersby. You know what I mean?
I do like the idea of a celebration of life, you know. I think that's more for people who are still here, and that's a healing thing for them, not so much the one who's gone.
I don't
So,
know. Maybe I'm just cold.
well,
I've been told a time or two I'm just cold.
everybody grieves different. Grieving and it's like death and grief. These are all part of life, and no matter what, you got to face it at some point with people you love. So it's a touchy subject, but a lot of fear and a lot of bad things happen because people are afraid of loss instead of having a healthy way of dealing with their grief. And the funeral industry is, a lech on that, man. They just suck that right up.
Oh yeah, they just it.
But
Man, mm-mm. I don't know. Maybe I'm different. Just don't come around and bother my people if you ain't been around in a while.
right.
You don't
Hmm.
know what's going on in my life. Why you want to come to my funeral? Uh-uh. Don't come sit down at my table now because there's pity to be passed around. And you think you're gonna get a little bit of it? No. Hey, Wayne the pain.
Well, this is why I say sometimes on the show, like, no one is promised tomorrow. And it's so
Mm-mm.
important to make sure that your loved ones know you love them and to say, hey, when they're here, because when they're gone, there's nothing to do. You can't,
You
can't,
can't take it with you.
can't take it with you. So,
And
you
that's
know,
exactly what I told my daughter. I said, listen, when I die, don't you go buying no drawers to put on me. Don't buy no drawers. Don't buy no special nothing. You take me on down there and let them cremate me. If they give you something back, put it in a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket and put it in the back of my truck and ride around dirt roads till I'm all gone. And then it's done. It's over with. I had a good time going out.
yep, it's a process.
But I mean, I've just been to so many that were the whole family gets in an argument. When you got a funeral, somebody don't like the casket. Somebody didn't like this. Somebody didn't like that. That ain't the way they wanted it. I've told everybody how I want it.
Death brings out the worst in
Yes. And
people.
greed. Oh my God, does
Uh-huh.
it bring out greed?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And some there are times where there are a few of us genuine people who don't care about any of that, and it's kind of funny because in those situations it's like you guys got to prove to each other like, no, really, I don't care about the money.
Are you
Like,
watching chat?
want to be a family, dude. Like, it's cool. But when they're all like that, it's cool. Then everyone's on the same level. But there's always people coming out of the woodwork like, oh, so I hear you got money. Like,
Ain't it?
I
In
don't
the
have
house, like
nothing,
spying on what they can snatch.
right? Like, I don't have nothing. Sorry about it. It's like the lottery. Like, don't announce my name. If I ever, oh no,
Do
I'm in
what?
hiding then, because
Mm-mm.
everybody and their mother is gonna be like, "Hey, what's up,
If I
bestie?"
was to win the lottery, there would be signs, but nobody that knows me would be able to see them because I would be gone. Like, phew, I'm gone.
You're all saying
Gonna
that.
take a trip. Yeah. No, did you see Big E? I was wondering where you were. You're always first one in, and I hadn't seen you. There's he was on his other phone with his other account. Maybe I shouldn't be blasting that, but KVPR. It was he was just texting. I'm like, who is this? I've never seen this person in our chat before. Not that that chatty, and I'm like, who is it? Then old big boy down there, he's like, my bad, wrong phone. You're killing me. You're killing me, dude. I'm like, who is that? He's awful chatty. I didn't know it was you. See, now I understand who I'm talking to. See, that y'all don't know this is how my brain works. If I've never seen your photo and you've given me a description, there is a photo of you in my brain. My brain works like a DVD player. So anytime I'm actually directing my conversation at you, Biggie, I literally see you in my brain as I'm talking to you. That's the way my brain works. So when that KVPR, whatever it was, I didn't know who that was. So it was just a square box. It was not a person because I don't know, not to say that I don't know them, but I don't have anything to visualize them by. See, now I know it's you, Bigfoot. You out there.
Like the blockheads from Gumby.
I'm a visualizer. Like, and even if me and you aren't on FaceTime, like if my phone's just sitting on my desk and I'm talking to you, I still see you in my brain. I don't know. It's like I'm watching a DVD of the conversation. I don't know. It's kind of crazy, but I'm crazy. I don't care.
That's okay. I'm like that with the names. If I am introduced to you in a specific name, and you try and give me another one, it's going to be very hard for me to call you the other name because I was already introduced to you as this. And that's
See,
how.
I have this bad problem of giving people nicknames that I never verbalize. And then when they're in front of me, I almost call them said nickname that I've never verbalized.
Oh
It's
no.
difficult.
Do you have one for me? I'm curious.
No, I don't think I do.
You're like, I've verbalized all my nicknames for
No, I think I verbalized them all. I don't hide your nickname.
you.
No. Like, and they're not mean or anything, but I associate like personality or whatever. Like I know some people that they look like the Grim Reaper is toting them around. So like, that's grim over there. I always got something,
Yeah.
woe is me, I'm about to die. It's like the Grim Reaper just dragging his sickle behind him, like, oh my God, the world is horrible.
See, I do that with places. I'm that way with places. Like I've told you about, I call Star, whatever, Star Sluts. There's
Hmm.
what is it? I have so many. Circle crap. um, Del White Trasho, Taco Hell. I have a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I have many for the Golden Arch one. I have lots of fun names. Blows. Good time.
I see you over there, Governor. I see you, Wayne. I don't think you was with us the other night. We was just all kind of hanging out today, chit chatting. We weren't getting too deep in any rabbit holes, just general conversation. We've been on. Oh my goodness, we've been on here an hour and a half, guys.
Yeah.
And I think Super Day was going live, so maybe we should bail out of here, and anybody that wants to can go listen to Super Day 44. I think I saw him pop up live a while ago. But we was just checking in, checking on everybody.
Having conversations since we're both stuck in the house for different reasons. But yeah.
And again, yay, it's snowing. Anybody want to go outside and play in it? No.
Do you want to build a freak man?
Do you want to build a toxic man?
There you go.
Do you want to build a toxic
Oh
man
my god.
that you can't burn and he
Instead
smells
of
like
the
plastic?
toxic Avenger, it's the toxic snowman.
Yeah, the toxic snowman.
You
Oh,
guys
kind of
remember
like
those?
what was the movie in Shrek? The
Snowman.
marshmallow? No, the Michelin tire guy. Which one was it?
Oh, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
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 Something's
Toxic
going on
snowman.
in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Jesus
Go.
Christ.
Ain't it? See, you got me on that
I
one. You busted me. You got me.
Right. See, I have a vision, okay? If I ever decorate in front of my house for any of this holiday nonsense anymore, I'm going to have a Ghostbusters theme, but I'm going to make Jesus the head of the Ghostbusters. He's the OG, okay? And all of them are going to get their power with their proton packs from Jesus cuz he's the OG. That's
He's the OG.
my creative design for you guys. It's like I do not participate in your demon stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to anymore. I used to. I used to love, like, especially back when I was over on the farm with. Anyway, um, I made this huge spider one time. Like, it was as big as my pickup truck, and it looked like it was coming down the side of the building. It was cool. Why did Super Dave already end his live stream? It was too cold outside for him. It was snowing hard where he lives. Oh, okay, Mike. Well, we
Well,
can stay. I can stay on. Shannon, if you're welcome to stay or go, but um, I'm probably gonna go in just a minute. My daughter's about to go to work. I want to spend a couple of minutes with her before she goes and sits in her little patrol car prison for the night.
I'm chilling until you get off the air, girl. I'm just, I would like to extend a prayer to all of you guys out there in the snow and ice. And I pray that God keeps his protective hand over you all and that shows the rest of the enemies out around about you that nothing can touch you because you got the Lord on your side. So,
Well, and remember to keep your phones charged up. The power could go out at any time. And it ain't gonna be fun if you want to go outside and plug your cell phone into the car charger in your truck while you're burning gasoline, which you might stay warm out there. But keep your phone charged up. Be prepared for the power to go out because, like I said, our area is not used to this. At least not where I'm at. My driveway is starting to get a good dusting of white, so it's on, folks. But I got a fire going, so we'll be all right. I hope everybody's safe. Have a good night.
I do have one important message. We did touch on death being a part of life today and all of that, and that no one is promised tomorrow. So while you're here in this life now, take the time to take it on the accountability of your choices that you've made throughout this life and find how to better yourself and to forgive those who have trespassed against you as you have trespassed against them. Because carrying this weight on us when we are about to face such heavy things upon this earth, we are not going to have the strength to keep our faith alive if we have all this baggage still attached to us. God is giving a chance to all of us right now to face these things before we really go into hardcore battle. So keep in prayer and your armor on, but think about your life and the people around you and your choices that you've made, and really hone in on what it is that you need to work with God by your side, one on one, because we're about to really be hit with some hard things, and we can get through it with God, but we got to be able to be strong enough to keep that faith alive. And we can't do that with all that old baggage. So let it go, give it to God, and really work on that with yourself these coming days. So we
And you, yeah, and you need to. Shannon and I were talking about this earlier. We all have to take personal accountability for whatever part we played in whatever the situation is that you need to forgive. If you need to forgive somebody else for trespassing against you, there's a possibility, and I'm not saying in all circumstances, but there's a possibility in some of them that you may or may not have played a part in that. Just be willing to take your accountability for your whatever in that situation, and once you're honest with yourself about what role you played in it, if you told a lie, if whatever, then you can forgive them and you can forgive yourself, because you can't ask that big man upstairs for forgiveness unless you yourself can give it. You can't
exactly.
ask for what you can't give.
And that means for yourself too.
Yeah.
That means for yourself, because we tend to really be hard on ourselves, which puts us in a downward spiral in old habits. And we got to start learning to forgive ourselves as well as others, because that, you know, that's not in the
Girl,
word of Jesus.
I forgive myself for being dumb. Just sometimes in life being dumb. Like the book is laid out in front of you and you looked at it and you're like, no, that can't be true. And then bam, you get hit by the bus. And you like, you know what? That map said that's where that bus was gonna be. I was dumb. You gotta forgive yourself for being dumb, for getting hit by the bus. When you saw the bus coming, they told you the bus drives through there on regularly. The bus route don't change. And that bus still comes by and mows you down. 'Cause that bus is a cheater, and we'll leave that bus at that.
And sometimes right? Sometimes facing these things and manning up, or whatever you want to call it, um, is is a liberating thing, and you find you've learned more about what's important when you actually take that accountability and face what is coming, that consequence, that shows
Absolutely.
things, and that is repentance, guys. That is repentance.
Yeah, and make sure it's genuine, and make sure you've fully accounted for all sides, and then forgive. Because in order to hold a grudge or to hate somebody or to be angry at them, you gotta be toting a big old bucket full of "I care"
Hmm.
enough to hold all that anger and stuff. So when you let go of all that anger and forgive, you can drop that bucket of caring about it. That gives you a whole bucket of happiness that you can tote around now instead of the weight of that "I care." And it's so much nicer to be happy and wake up smiling in a peaceful house and home and life. Sorry.
You're like, oh.
Radio Lover crossed my mind about right then. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Y'all have a good night, Snowmageddon. I'm gonna go listen to Radio Lover by George Jones one time and laugh. I love you, Shannon. I love you, everybody.
I love you guys. Good night.
Good night.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, something like that.